My name's Chris. I'm 47 years old. I'm a husband, father to 2 girls, 10 and 12. I have a dog named Maple, and I'm an electronic engineer that works full-time in product development. I'm also an age group endurance athlete. In 2010, I bought the URL Daily Cadence. At that time, I had the idea of creating something that documented in detail my training, my nutrition, and my life as I try to achieve different goals. It's taken 13 years, but now I finally feel like I have a project worthy of the name. I've loved the word cadence since I was a little boy when I was learning to play the drums, then in marching band, then when I joined the swim team in high school. There are cadences all around us. Our daily cadence is the flow and pattern that shapes our existence. Good morning. It is Monday morning. It has been forever since I've recorded a video, and I am super excited about this series, Daily Cadence. I have wanted to do something with this name forever, and I'm hoping that this series goes into way more detail than my videos in the past, into my training. I'm now self-coached. It was just time for something different. Nothing against any of my previous coaches. I love Jess. I love BJ. Still great friends. I've worked with a trail running coach back when I was doing ultra running. I've worked with nutritionists. And now it's just time to step out and use all of the knowledge that I've learned from Jess and her mindset coaching and BJ and triathlon coaching. And I want to try some new things and I want to document it. Up until now, I've never been able to share every detail about every workout because those were my coaches' workouts and they use that. That is their business. There's their livelihood. So now I'm creating all of my own training. My goal is to share that on dailycadence.com and share the details of every single workout, my daily calorie intake, and things that are happening in life. And today we're going through a full day of Monday. What does Monday look like? Training, life, nutrition, all that stuff. But right now I'm about to mix up a drink. I'm headed off to the pool. It is a swim this morning. Every Monday is Master Swim, and this company, Peak Performance, reached out to me recently and wanted to send me some of their amino acids. And it just so happens I've started taking amino acids in the morning when I work out. Instead of drinking calories during my first workout of the day, like my swim, I'm taking amino acids. I'm eating food before. This morning I had a piece of bread, peanut butter, and honey. And then I'll take amino acids during my swim. And then when I get back, I'll have breakfast. So shout out to Peak Performance. I appreciate you guys sending this to me. It's lemon lime flavored. So I'll let you know what I think of it after my swim. I guess I should sample it before I go to the pool just in case. It's actually not bad. They recommend 6 to 8 ounces. This is probably more like 16 ounces, so it's diluted, but the flavor's great. It tastes like lemon lime and not bad at all. Well, I'm about to head out to my first training session of the day, of the week. It is Master Swim. I swim every Monday and swim about an hour and 10 to an hour and 15, depends if the coach gets there early. If the coach is there a little early, I try and get between 600 to 800 yards in on my own before we get into whatever the workout is going to be for that day. Now, I mentioned Daily Cadence, and that is my website where I'm going to be storing or uploading all of my training information. So there, each week, you'll be able to see my entire week of training that is planned. And then each day, as those workouts get done, they'll upload to Strava. You can follow me on Strava here. And to do all of my planning for my training, I'm using the app Final Surge. Final Surge is free to athletes, individuals that aren't coached, to create an account, and you can create all of your training there. They have training plans as well that you can get. You can get Ironman, 70.3, marathon training plans. But I'm doing all of my own programming, so I can create all of my own sessions. There's libraries, so you can create a library like my master swim, so I can just pull that in every single day. If you have key sessions, all of that can be brought in. So I'm using that app because I really enjoy it. Training Peaks also works, but you have to pay for a membership. The other place you can see each of my daily workouts will be on my new Instagram account, Daily Cadence. I still have my CJAYE Media account, but I just didn't want to flood that account with all of my workout information, my nutrition information. So each day I will post what my workouts were, some photos, how my diet went, all of that stuff each day on the Daily Cadence Instagram. But now it is 5:10. I gotta head to the pool. You probably can't see it, but that moon, it looks really cool with the clouds. It's the perfect moon because tomorrow is Halloween. And tonight we actually have a trick-or-treating event at my daughter's soccer practice. Since I haven't done a video in a little while, I figured I'd give you guys some updates. One, Christina, my wife, she had brain surgery. That was my last video. And she is doing great. She is back to driving and light exercising and has been a real champ. It was tough that first week, recovery, I will not lie. It's very hard to see someone in that much pain, but she has come a long way, and it appears that all of the pain from the trigeminal neuralgia, basically the trigeminal nerve comes out of the brainstem and breaks into 3 spots on your face. That nerve was being crushed by the carotid artery, and then once they got in there, they figured out that there were 2 other vessels also crushing it, which was causing her extreme face pain, almost like shocks within her face. And she'd been dealing with this for 10 years, but it gotten progressively worse to the point where she had been taking epilepsy meds for the last 3 years to dull the nerves and try and control the pain, but it wasn't working anymore. I also just raced a 70.3. For those of you who follow me on social media, you probably know I was out in Arizona. Did the last ever Ironman 70.3 Arizona. It will be no more after this year. So raced that, had a good race overall, I'll say. It was as expected. My swim was the best I've ever had there. So in 32 minutes, I was 4th out of the water in my age group, 44th overall. So really happy with that. My bike was going amazing on the first loop. I was doing between 22 and 24 miles per hour. I was really hoping to break 23. That's been a goal for a long time. And right towards the end of the first lap, I hit a huge chunk of concrete. Thought I broke my rim, and ultimately just popped my tire. Was able to get that changed really quick. Those Reynolds rims I have are really hard to change the tires on, so I was worried that my race was over, but luckily the ground was warm enough. It was probably in the low 80s at that point. It was a really hot weekend. It was almost 100 on race day. The fact that the tires were hot, they were more pliable, stretchy, so I was able to pop that off, get the tube changed, and get back to riding. But ultimately, I lost probably 5 to 7 minutes messing with that and did not break 23 miles per hour. Got out on the run, and I had fairly low expectations for my run. I've really struggled since coming back from surgery and just haven't been able to put my run back together as good as it was prior to getting injured. So that's the goal now, is I am going back to the basics on my run, lots of zone 2 MAF training, upping my run mileage, and really focused on that over the next 6 months. So I got out on the run and pretty much immediately knew I was gonna struggle to hold an 8-minute, 8:15 pace, but I was able to push through at around 8:30 total. It was super hot. I was taking in as much fluids, dumping ice and water all over the entire race. And at the end of the day, it was what I expected. I went 5:15. Cannot and have not been able to get back in that sub 5 yet. If you're interested in hearing more about the race and other nonsense, you can tune in to my podcast that I co-host with my buddies Tony and Austin called the OC Endurance Podcast. And that is available on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts. And this week was actually the first week we did a video version, and that's available on YouTube. So OC Endurance Podcast, you can check that out. morning. This is Sue Jen, for those of you who don't know. She's a co-founder of OCE, one of my training partners. Well, that was a pretty good set today, 3,300 yards, a little shorter than normal. We did a lot of fin work today and paddle work, so there was some rest in between, but we did a 1,200 warm-up, which is about average. I try and knock out 600 when I get there, and then when we start, we did another 600. From there, moved into a bunch of fin work, doing catch-up drill, legs only, stuff like that. That was 1,200 yards. Then into a 900-yard paddle set, which I love. I love using paddles. And that was it. 3,300 yards for today. I do feel like my swim continues to improve with the consistency this year, not taking any major breaks. Well, other than surgery, I had a break then, but since then I've been really consistent with my swims, and I feel like my times are slowly coming down. I was really happy with Arizona swimming a 32. I've never swam that fast in that water. I've always felt like Tempe Town Lake is quite slow for some reason, but this year was really happy with the outcome. Now I'm hoping in 5 weeks I will have another PR swim at La Quinta. Baby, good morning. How are you?
I'm good.
How'd you sleep?
Good.
How's your cold?
Good.
Feeling better?
Yeah.
You
I
didn't
was
cough,
coughing actually last night.
Oh, I didn't hear
After
you.
you gave me these things.
Oh, what you working on?
My boo.
Yeah, you booing one of your friends?
Yeah, I'm booing butter.
Butter. Look at all this boo stuff. One egg for breakfast?
Yeah.
Good morning.
Morning, sunshine.
Welcome back to the videos. Yeah, I had brain surgery.
Yeah. I had brain surgery.
Brain surgery. How are you feeling?
I'm good.
Yeah?
My scars are cooler than your scars now.
Yeah, you better. You got better scars than I do. Mornings are always a bit of a rush, getting from the pool, then back home, and grabbing a quick bite. The kids are taking off. Mondays are also a little lighter meeting for me, so I can start a little bit later, which allows me to get a bike in right after I swim and eat. Ideally, I'd eat and then have a little bit of time, but I will get this down and then jump on the bike. This is kind of my normal, almost everyday meal. It is Coach's Oats. I like the Coach's Oats much better than like Quaker. They're crunchier, they're not as mushy, they kind of pop a little bit when you eat them. There is 1 scoop of protein in there. I like to use chocolate protein, and that ends up being 160 calories per scoop of oats, and I use 2 scoops and then 1 scoop of whey protein, which is 130 calories, and then my coffee, I use a little bit of vanilla creamer in it, French vanilla creamer, so 500 calories for breakfast. Well, it is time to ride. I've got an hour and 15 minutes to knock out. Today is a tempo ride. It's from Trainer Road, one of their library workouts. I believe it's called Chopaka, something like that. It is an hour and 15 minutes, 60 minutes of tempo. It's 6 by 10 between 70 and 80% of FTP with some 30-second recoveries. Since coming back post-surgery, I have struggled to drop weight as fast as I had hoped. I think just being injured last year, I put on a good amount of weight. When I went to Oregon 2 years ago and qualified for Utah and for Finland, I was 180 pounds. Since getting hurt, not being able to run as much, and just I think overall lack of discipline and not caring as much, I put on about 18 pounds when I went into surgery. I was 198. In my mind, I thought I would come off of surgery and just get right back on my nutrition plan. It just didn't happen like I had imagined, unfortunately. But in the last few weeks, I have really started to dial it in. I am now at 192 pounds, so I am down 6-ish pounds, and it all comes back to eating exactly what I worked with Christina Castle from Pro Physique on. She put together my nutrition plan, 2,800 calories, 350 grams of carbs, 180 grams of protein, and 75 grams of fat. And when I eat that every day, I lose weight, and that's all it takes. I'm really hoping I will break into the high 180s before La Quinta, with the hope by the end of the year or early next year, I'll be back down to 180. My goal overall is to get to 175. And then once I hit 175, I will go do a body fat test just to have a reference as to where I am at. The biggest place I feel the weight is on the run. Swimming and cycling, don't really notice it that much. I mean, maybe on the climbs, but that's debatable. People say that weight doesn't make a huge difference when climbing. I feel like it does. It's probably more to do with my overall fitness than the weight, but where I notice it is on the run and how hard it is on my body. So that is where we are. Every episode I will weigh, and hopefully I will be dropping weight. But I've got 90 more seconds of warm up, and then I get into some of these tempo intervals. All right, that was an hour and 10 minutes. I got a 5-minute warm down. Feeling good. Actually had the fan on for the first kind of 3/4 and realized I'm not sweating. Almost feels like I'm not working that hard. Kicked the fan off. Heated up in here a little bit. As the weather changes, it stays cooler and cooler here in the garage, so won't need the fan as much. Sometimes I feel like if it's just too cool that I feel like I'm not really working or suffering enough. But now I'm gonna finish this, grab one more cup of coffee. That'll be my 3rd cup for the day, and I'm done. 3 is my maximum. Hop in the shower. Time to start the work day. Got a bunch of meetings today, and then tonight we have soccer practice, but we're doing a trunk or treat with all the girls. Girls are wearing their costumes. I'm not sure exactly what's happening, if they're practicing or if we're just doing this, but that starts at 6 p.m. So I will work pretty much right up until 5:30, 5:40. Then Evie and I, maybe Emmeline might come. We'll jump in the car, head over to the park. Now I know these aren't the healthiest of choices of bars I could probably eat, but I really enjoy them. So I like them. They're easy for me to get down. I look forward to eating them. So they're my version of probably junk food at this point. They are 330 calories, 20 grams of protein, 10 grams of fat, and 42 grams of carbs. Well, it is lunchtime, and today is a chicken salad. Pretty simple, just romaine lettuce with some tomatoes and some chicken that I grilled yesterday, and a little balsamic vinaigrette dressing. That ends up being about 226 calories. That's 10.9 grams of carbs, 7.9 grams of fat, and 28.6 grams of protein. Now I'm eating a little less right now because I know tonight we're doing possibly pizza. I might bring my own meal. I need to look at my calculation and see what I have left for calories and macros before committing to eating pizza tonight. And that's one of the biggest things that helps me get through the day. Hitting my macros and my calories spot on is planning ahead. I eat the same things almost every single day, so I kind of know what fits and fills the entire day. So when there's something special like tonight, that there may be pizza or something like that, then I need to go through and pre-plan the whole day, throw some pizza in there, things like that, so I know that I don't go over. So still a little hungry after I had the salad, so threw in a little trail mix pack. Got some M&Ms, some peanuts and raisins and almonds, and it is a total of 160 calories. Oh, my eyes, they're going. 10 grams of fat, 12 grams of carbs, 5 grams of protein. You wanna come inside? You wanna come inside? Yeah? You wanna come inside, girl? Huh? Sit. Yeah. Say hello. Say hello. You've gotten big since the last video, huh? 50 pounds now. 50 pounds. Yep. Well, I'm starting to realize that this part of the video is basically me working and eating. It is 3 o'clock. I'm gonna grab my afternoon snack. I'm running a little short on carbs today, so I'm gonna have 2 pieces of bread, some peanut butter, and 2 cutie oranges, which is 480 calories. Then I'll eat dinner in a couple of hours before going to soccer. I'm not going to eat pizza. Pizza, the cheese, Costco pizza, just way too much fat, gonna knock me out of my macro range. I am loading up the van. It is 5:30, about to head out to the soccer field for the trunk or treat. Got the car loaded with all the stuff, the candy, chair, pre-made my dinner, and the girls are getting their costumes on. I'm in San Diego.
Yep.
Enjoy your, what do you got tonight?
I'm cleaning the house for the cleaning lady. Oh, Girl Scouts.
Girl Scout meeting, Girl Scout troop meeting? Leader
Service
meeting?
unit.
Service unit meeting?
Let's go, dog.
And the devil.
We've had down, we've had warm nights, we've gone round and round. What I know, this much
Gonna help your mom set up?
there ain't a color in the rainbow that shines like you. Let's carve our names into this tree. Oh, then lay beneath the beauty of her leaves. Will the birds and the bees seem to agree?
All right, well, it is 8:10. We just got home from the trunk or treat. The girls had a great time hanging out with their friends, getting a little pre-trick-or-treating before tomorrow, and I can say I was good. There was lots of candy and pizza and cookies and cupcakes, and I did not partake. I brought my dinner with me. I had chicken, butternut squash, and potatoes, and it was great, and that kept me from getting into stuff I shouldn't be getting into. And now tonight I will have my last meal of the day, which is a casein protein, kind of a slow release protein shake with some PB Fit, which is like a peanut butter flavoring. And I will have that about 20 minutes before I go to bed. But that is it for this video. Let me know if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment, thumbs up, subscribe. This is probably going to be a longer video, and I could see the videos in this series being longer if you want me to share more about what's going on with my workouts, with my nutrition, how I'm feeling, the things I'm dealing with, family life, all of that, because I work hard to kind of cram that into 10, 15 minutes, and I end up cutting a bunch out. So let me know what you thought of this first video. Let me know if there's any questions you have, things you'd like me to cover, and I will cover that in future episodes. But as always, I am so grateful for all of your guys' support, and I'll see you in the next one.